The formal origins of the concierge role in hospitality date back to the late 19th century when the role used to be called a portier or porter. The portier was responsible for the services inside any lodging establishment and organically became the focal point of all guest services at luxury hotels. The role first became one of high demand in Paris, France, so much so that the portier role was given its evolved designation as a concierge, the first role ever in hospitality to be dedicated to the guest experience. As the adoption of this role grew in Paris and other major European cities due to the demand by guests, a group of concierges from a few hotels in the city of Paris, as well as one from Algeria, started to meet up together to share best practices, expand their networks, and stay ahead of their own guests' needs. At the helm of this small group was Mr. Pierre Quentin, from the Hotel Ambassador in Paris, one of the most prestigious hotels in the world at that time. After a few informal gatherings, Pierre Quentin realized that he was onto something and sent an invitation on the 26th of October in 1929 to prominent concierges throughout Paris to dine at the restaurant Noël Peters together. The goal? To create a formal network and bond of Paris concierges in efforts to support each other and ultimately their guests. Within 4 weeks of the successful dinner, the group formed a new association named Le Clé d'Or, meaning Golden Keys, which was ratified at its first ever General Assembly with more than 75 delegates present. Quentin was elected the first president of Le Clé d'Or on the 27th of November in 1929 and went on to advance the organization in Paris and beyond over the next 3 years. Pierre Quentin's presidency of Le Clé d'Or was followed by François Deschamps, who was elected in 1932 to continue growing the organization. But unfortunately, during Deschamps' presidency, many Parisian and European hotels shut their doors as World War II broke out. The dream of a concierge network remained strong throughout World War II, since not long after the war, concierges went back to their desks as hotels reopened across Europe. The network of concierges returned with renewed strength to meet a rapidly growing demand for more international travel. Mr. Ferdinand Gillet, a Swiss man and former vice president to Mr. Deschamps, succeeded him as the new president in 1952. Gillet then began to take his expertise to build the foundations of Le Clé d'Or into the international organization as it is known today, traveling extensively throughout Europe during his presidency to connect and recruit hotel concierges across the continent into Le Clé d'Or. As membership grew and through massive planning, the first major gathering of 6 member sections took place on the 25th of April in 1952 at the Carlton Hotel in Cannes. Concierges from France were joined by their counterparts from Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Great Britain, and Ireland. Belgium, Denmark, and Spain were other observing countries. The event was also the very first multinational congress of concierges ever to take place. During this Congress, members decided to officially designate the organization a multinational nonprofit as Union Européenne de Portiers de Grands Hôtels Le Clé d'Or, along with choosing crossed golden keys as their insignia. Le Clé d'Or members then began to wear crossed golden keys on their lapels, not only as a recognition of being a premier concierge, but also as a means for their global traveling guests to easily identify them. After the multinational congress in 1952, each of the countries that was represented was encouraged to form a formal concierge organization if they haven't already done so in their respective geographical regions, based on what made the French model so successful. In less than 2 decades after that first major concierge congress, Le Clé d'Or rapidly expanded through Europe at breakneck speed. By the 1970s, Le Clé d'Or went from being a European organization to an international one with the additions of geographical sections outside of Europe, such as the Americas. The 1970s were also a progressive time for Le Clé d'Or and its members, adding Holly Steele as the first female Le Clé d'Or member. Every decade added new countries, new geographical regions, and new members, culminating with the organization's evolution into the Union Internationale de Concierges d'Hôtel Le Clé d'Or in 1998. Shortly followed by the first female president of Le Clé d'Or, Marjorie Silverman, in 1999. In the years that followed, Leclador would also add so many more sections and new members that it formalized educational committees and working groups to start to exchange best practices on a global scale that has led to new and deeper industry partnerships, greater global influence, and attention, expanding the ever-growing concierge network to a footprint of over 3,300 members. While the value of the concierge role was questioned during post-pandemic digital transformation, travelers made it abundantly clear that they demand access only concierges can provide. Guests know that while digital tools may be necessary for their travels, nothing is more important to them than having a local confidant who has access that can't easily be found on their own. This unchanging demand over time has solidified the concierge role as a trusted advisor and facilitator of authentic experiences. Even more, if a global traveler were to ever see a pair of crossed golden keys on someone's lapels, they can rest easy knowing that they are in the best hands that they could possibly be in.